Hello and welcome to today's video. I am Shannon, and today's video I am very excited to do because it has been a couple weeks coming. We got back from our trip on July 17th. We got back from the Disney Wish on July 13th, but then we went to Walt Disney World. We got back on late July 17th, and then I do work full time, so went right straight back to work, and then we had to go back to Disney World for one night, and then just life. So I've been wanting to do a recap and kind of giving my thoughts now that I've had some time to kind of absorb, and then also kind of hear what other people are saying about the Disney Wish, to film some recap videos as well as kind of overall review. And now is finally getting to at least film the first one. I am going to do several different videos. This one is going to be more of an overview, kind of some pros and cons that I can initially think of, and then I'm going to break it down. I'm going to do one on dining, the rotational dining, as well as the quick service, but the dining that they had, as well as the kids club, kids types activities, the Blvd boutique. Ryder did the Captain Mickey makeover. If you don't know, look up here, as well as kind of some other things like the shows and the lounges. And I haven't decided how I'm going to break it up. It's definitely going to be at least probably 3 videos, at least 2, but will probably be at least 3, and then maybe even 4. I know when I was doing my preview videos, it ended up being like 9. So I don't think it's going to be 9, but it will be quite a bit. I'm going to give it an overview today though, but I do have, I would say, a big announcement. So I do have an announcement to make, as well as the recap, but I also have giveaways. So I have 2 giveaways. I talked about it before. I have 2 giveaways. The 2 giveaways will be at the end. As always, there are timestamps below, so if you want to cheat, you can look below. But I will be doing 2 giveaways. The first giveaway will be for everyone, open to everybody. And the second one will be just for my Patreon supporters. Now, I will say, I just started Patreon and I don't have many supporters. So if you really want a good chance to win something, you might want to think about being a Patreon supporter. But again, if you want to support my channel, but I don't have many Patreon supporters, so that's probably you probably have a better chance at that one. But if you don't want to be a Patreon supporter, there will be a giveaway for everyone as well. I'll talk about that at the end, as well as kind of show you what is going to be in each of the giveaways and what you need to do to enter. Let's get into the Disney Wish. If you watched any of my vlogs, you will know we had an amazing time. We absolutely loved the ship. It was just fantastic. Now, I think it helps that we didn't pay for it. But we did spend quite a bit of money on the ship. We typically don't spend, especially on Royal Caribbean, because Royal Caribbean, we are diamond. And I will say, we still love Royal Caribbean. While we love Disney Cruise Line, we still love Royal Caribbean, and Royal Caribbean is still a great value. But Disney, this reminded us as to why Disney just does it a little bit better. And it is that Disney magic. If you don't like Disney, then I don't think a Disney Cruise Line is going to be better for you than over Royal Caribbean. We love Disney, so obviously it makes sense. I'm going to give a quick overview and then some things that I want to point out, and then I will break down some things regarding, I'll do different videos, like I said, a dining and stuff like that going forward. First of all, a lot of people talking about whether or not they like the atrium or the Grand Hall. I remember we've been on the Dream once and the Magic once. I'll be honest, the Dream, we are going on her again in 6 weeks, very excited, but it was my son's first birthday. We were overwhelmed. And if you ever watched my 10 things I wish I knew before my first Disney cruise, if you're not, I'll post it up here. That is a video that I made because I was so overwhelmed that cruise. We had no status, so we weren't able to get the meet and greets. It was my son's first birthday, and I was trying to do everything, and this was really before I was really gotten to become the Disney expert or self-proclaimed expert that I am now. I really don't remember much of the ship. I remember the dining, and I remember the dining pretty well, but that's pretty much all I remember. But we still had a great time. But I remember the magic. The magic was just a magical trip. And it was, again, right before everything shut down. And for so many months and probably even longer, I remember my husband and I just saying, we were just so lucky to go on that cruise. We were so lucky. And for a long time, like right before, we were like, God, this cruise is really expensive. Like, are we making a mistake spending all this money to go on the cruise? And then the world shut down, and we were so thankful that we did. So I do remember the magic, but I absolutely love the Grand Hall. So did my husband. It is magnificent. You walk in and it is beautiful. It is a castle on the sea. I think they achieved it. Now, I know some people like the atrium more, and they like the Nouveau theme of the other ships. That's fine. Personally, for us, the Grand Hall was it. They had the little stage, which they really don't utilize, and I think they need to utilize that a little bit more. Their set sail party was canceled because of the rain, so they had the characters come out, but that was really the only time I saw them use that space. I'm hoping that they probably will start to use that space more, and maybe they will as things get going. But the Grand Hall was beautiful. The last night they have, every night they have the Kiss Goodnight. It's at 10, 11, and 12. I did hear on Pirate Night it's a little bit different. We didn't have that, but we did watch it one night, the second night, which was our Pirate Night, and we watched it. We were kind of walking through, and it kind of happened. And then the last night, it was at midnight, and there was all these, there was some media, some travel agents, everybody, and we had just picked up our son. We were coming upstairs, and everybody was laying down. And go and watch that video of our last night, and you will see that we kind of just happened, and it was magical. Like, we were laying down. I was a little drunk, but we were laying down and we watched the Kiss Goodnight, and it was just special because everybody was clapping, and it was the perfect way to end that cruise. So to me, the Grand Hall is it. I love it. Do I miss, or do I, when I go on the Dream, am I going to miss the Grand Hall? No, because I still think the atrium is beautiful. But for me, I think the Grand Hall is superior. Okay, so something everybody is talking about are that there's only 2 elevator banks instead of 3. So coming from, I guess if you are a avid Disney cruise liner and you have sailed on a lot of Disney cruises, then this is going to be jarring because there is one less, elevator bank. Coming from mostly Royal Caribbean, because that is what we mostly sail, there is only two elevator banks. That is not a big deal. We kind of kept saying, everybody was talking about it. Oh, they got rid of the 3rd elevator bank, and we didn't get it. The Oasis class, the huge Oasis class, which is, I don't even know. Actually, let me look up the tonnage. Okay, so the Disney Wish is 144,000 tons, more, give or take. The Oasis class is 225,000 tons. Actually there's even a little bit more. The Oasis class has 2 elevator banks. So I understand if you're coming from Disney Cruise Line, you're gonna be like missing that 3rd elevator bank. Coming from Royal Caribbean, we didn't see the big deal. Like, it just was like, I don't understand what the big deal is, because Oasis, huge ship. And the Odyssey, we just were on the Odyssey. Now, there were elevator issues, but the elevator issues were more because they weren't working and they couldn't get the parts because of supply chain issues, but it had nothing to do that there was only 2 elevator banks. So for us, we didn't really see the big deal. Now, I will say, we were right near an elevator. It was very, very convenient to be right near an elevator. I will say if you're midship, it's almost at a disadvantage because you have to kind of go back and forth. Keep that in mind. And it's also, if you're going to be at either end, if you're all the way back or all the way forward, you might have a long walk, but that's the same on any ship. So for us, it wasn't a big deal. Now, I will say the handicap staterooms, a lot of them are all the way aft. It's a long walk to the elevators. So that, I think, I know they have some On Royal Caribbean, they have some that are forward or aft, but a lot of them are near the elevators. And it didn't seem like there are some, but most of them tend to be towards the back. From what I could see on the floor plan. So I could see that being a big issue for someone that might be wheelchair accessible, that it's a long walk to an elevator. So that's a difference. But the 2 elevator banks didn't make a difference to us. And to me, the Grand Hall was worth it to have, I guess, 1 less elevator bank. But if you sailed on Royal Caribbean, and I don't even know other lines, but if you sailed on Royal Caribbean, you're pretty much used to 2 elevator banks, so didn't really understand the big deal. Now, something I'm going to talk about, I have not heard anybody mention, so I am not sure if this is an issue or what, but my hair products, so I have a Dyson Airwrap and I have a hair straightener. Neither worked in our stateroom, like at all. I plugged it in every single outlet that we had. It did not work. My Dyson Airwrap didn't even turn on. Like it was like dead. And my husband's like, maybe it broke. I was like, there's no way. And then my straightener would turn on, but then it would turn on and then it would turn off. Like it would start to turn on and then it would turn off. So I finally called and I said, is there something? I was like, there's no way that 2 of my hair appliances are not working. So I called and they said, yes, there's a wattage. You can't use more than 1,500 watts. Well, I couldn't see what the wattage on my straightener was, but the wattage on my Dyson Airwrap is 1,300 wattage. So, and I have used the Dyson Airwrap on other ships. I've used it on Royal Caribbean. I remember using it on the Magic. I didn't have it when we were on the Dream, but I've used it on Royal Caribbean ships. I've used it on the Magic, and I had no issue. And again, they said that the wattage was 1,500, which I did look up. It is the limit for the Dream and the Fantasy. However, it didn't turn on at all. And then again, my straightener, which I can't find the wattage, but I can't imagine it being more than the Dyson Airwrap. It is the GHD Platinum Plus, so it is a good straightener. Again, I couldn't use it. It was pretty much useless. So I was able to use their hair dryer to do it, but any woman that knows, you have certain brushes that you use, and I didn't have any of those brushes. I just had a regular brush. So I just didn't wash my hair until we got to Walt Disney World. That's pretty much what happened. I still haven't gotten a straight answer. I have written to Disney to find out what the issue is. I did finally talk to somebody, but they said, oh, well, your product is probably broken. But when I got to Pop Century, was able to use both of those products, both of those appliances, no problem. So still waiting to hear from Disney Cruise Line what the wattage limit is in the staterooms. So if you have sailed and you are a woman and you have used an appliance, did your appliance work? Because maybe it was just our stateroom. I don't know. No one seems to tell me anything. I haven't seen anybody else mentioning it, but I did want to mention that because if you're a woman and you're bringing your Dyson Airwrap and you are kind of planning on that to use that to get ready at night and you can't, that was one of the reasons why we were so late on the night of the Arendelle dinner, because I had gotten my hair wet on Aquamouse and I didn't have anywhere to dry it. So that kind of got us delayed. I wasn't planning on it. And that was why my hair was, in a ponytail pretty much the rest of the cruise. But I don't know. Let me know, because none of my appliances worked. Okay, so now to add on to that, as far as the stateroom, I kind of mentioned it. I mentioned this on the Disney Dish podcast that I think this ship specifically, it's very, very important to be near an elevator. It's just very convenient. We were on deck 6, very close to an elevator, and I would absolutely book that cabin again. We were in 6616 and it was fantastic. Honestly, I loved deck 6. Deck 6 was fantastic because we were right next to the elevator. We were on the aft, which I would prefer the aft elevator as well, because you're just one deck below. You go downstairs and you're just right there for the Grand Hall. Being midship is almost kind of at a disadvantage. If you're especially very midship, you might get on a hump, you might get a bigger balcony. And for some people, that might be something that they want. I don't even think we ever went on the balcony. We kind of opened it and laid out our swimsuits to let them dry, but that's kind of what we use the balcony for. We like it, but we really don't use it, especially on such a short cruise. But deck 6, the aft was fantastic. Starboard is where you're going to see Castaway Key, and that's where we were, so it was fantastic. But aft elevator, I think, is very good. I loved being on deck 6. Again, it was quiet. We didn't have any problems with noise. And I thought it was very convenient. I'm going to be redoing the best and worst staterooms on the Disney Wish. That video is one of my most popular videos, and I filmed that in May of 2021 when the basics, plans came out, where we didn't even know what categories were what. It was kind of like a guess. So I'm going to be filming that in the near future, probably sooner rather than later. I want to get that up as soon as possible because now we know the categories, and then also there's a lot of footage of the different staterooms. So I will be reshooting that, and obviously giving my own take. And a lot of this is my own opinion. Honestly, if I could get one of those back corner staterooms on deck 6, which is like a veranda stateroom, I think it's a 4E, a veranda stateroom, but it's like a 1 bedroom, totally would do that, because I would walk all the way to have a separate room away from my son. I love my son, but I also, like some private time with my husband. So it's like having a 1 bedroom. I would totally, that to me is worth the walk. But would I want to be, on a veranda, a regular veranda, all the way toward the back? No, I wouldn't. I'd rather be toward the elevator. So those are things that I'm going to be talking about. And I think there are some probably, I wouldn't say worse staterooms, but not as good staterooms on the ship. And now that I have a better feel for the ship, I will definitely be redoing that. The actual stateroom though, we loved. I know everyone's telling me they're smaller than the Dream. We were on a special stateroom on the Dream, and then on the Magic, we were placed in a handicap stateroom in the back corner. That was a guarantee. So I really never had a regular stateroom on a Disney cruise, but compared to our Odyssey stateroom back in March, this was about 40 square feet bigger. So we felt very comfortable. Like, to us, it was very comfortable. We had the split bathroom. Ryder had a bath. That's something that you don't get in Royal Caribbean unless you're on a junior suite or you book a special stateroom, again, on the Freedom class. But we thought it was great. We thought it was comfortable. I'm curious to travel. I think if we go back, we might do the family stateroom with the pull-down Murphy bed to be able to compare whether or not we think it's worth it. Especially for a 3 and 4 night cruise, it may not be worth it. I think for a 7 night, it might be, but right now the Wish is only doing 3 and 4 night. Again, we only have 1 kid, so that's what we compare to. But stateroom, I thought was great. I know a lot of people are complaining about the TV. It didn't bother us. Actually, we really liked it. Again, I think that's personal opinion. We really liked that it was right in front of us because we were watching the TV. Our son would go to sleep and we would kind of like get him, put the curtain down, but we would watch TV while he was going to sleep. And we really enjoyed it. So we were kind of able to have that difference. I know, again, a lot of people don't like it. I love the lighted mirror. Loved the lighted mirror. Was able to do my makeup, just wasn't able to do my hair. But I really loved the decor of the stateroom. I loved the layout of the stateroom. A lot of plugs, a lot of USBs. Honestly, I thought it was great. So I have no complaints. Again, I'm not a Disney Cruise Line, this is only my 3rd Disney cruise, but comparing it to other staterooms, I think it was great. And I think that kind of comes into where people kind of lie. If what I'm seeing is if somebody has, basically if you are platinum on Disney Cruise Line and you have been on so many cruises on, you love the magic, you love the wonder, you have an attachment to the Dream, then the Wish is jarring. The Wish is jarring because it's very different. For us, we were on the Dream. I don't remember the Dream. I remember the Magic. I loved the Magic, but it was 2.5 years ago and we only did it once. So our recent cruise lines have been, we did 3 cruises on the Freedom of the Seas, and then we did 1 on the Odyssey of the Seas. And so for us, it was something new. It was something to get used to, but it wasn't completely jarring. It was like, okay, we're just getting used to a different ship. We had to do that in March when we went on the Odyssey, which is very different from the Oasis and the Freedom class. So it really wasn't that jarring experience for us. I think that is a lot. If you are a Disney cruiser and you love Disney Cruise Line and you have that attachment, it's going to be jarring. It's going to be very different. However, if you've never been on a cruise, or you've only been on one or two Disney cruises, or you've been on a couple different, different lines, I don't think you're going to have the same impression or same experience that those people who have been on Disney cruises and love Disney Cruise Line for whatever reason. And that's not to say one is better or worse, it's just a different experience, and you have less to compare to, so it's not going to be very different for you. That's kind of how we felt. We were hearing some of the complaints and people saying, because we had a lot of travel agents, and we're like, yeah, I don't get that. Like, it just didn't affect us that way because, again, we'd only been on 2 other Disney cruises, and most of our recent cruises have been on Royal Caribbean. So for us, it wasn't a big deal. I loved the layout of the ship. I loved the lounges in a certain area. And there were things that we didn't really get to. We didn't get to the Rose until the last night. And when we got up there, we were the only ones there. We were like, we missed this great space. Like that lounge was beautiful. So I cannot wait to get back on that ship to go to the Rose. Now we spent a lot of time in Nightingales, a lot of time in Nightingales, and we spent some time in the Bayou. I love the Bayou. It was my favorite space. Drinks were okay. They had a lot of beers and stuff, but not for me. There weren't a lot of drinks for me. The Nightingales, it was a great vibe. Hyperspace Lounge, I'll get into more of those, more details. Hyperspace it's cool. I mean, I kind of feel like everybody else, but I'll talk a little bit more. But I love that district. I love that layout. I thought everything was great in that regard. The one thing that was confusing, and this is what a lot of people have said, is that elevator bank on the aft when you get to 11. So there's 4 elevators on each side. So there's 8 elevators. And 4. I think the first 4 only go up to 11. And then the next one only goes up to 12. And then the next one only goes up to 13. I think that's how it was. And, if you are trying to get to deck 13, but you end up in one of the first floor elevators, you only get to 11. And at first we were like, I don't know where we go. Where do we go? So do we take the stairs? And I didn't realize that the other elevators, because there's nothing that really tells you that those elevators go up. So we got out and we'll just take the stairs. But a lot of people were like, maybe had mobility issues and were like, well, we can't take the stairs, but we're trying to get to 13 and nobody knew how to get there. So that was kind of really confusing. Now, I think that's been talked about enough. I think people get it. But we had no idea that, the last elevator bank was the one that went up to 13. So that was just a little confusing. We didn't really know how to get there. There were some things like that were confusing and not well marked. And I'm wondering if maybe they weren't well marked because there has been talk that a lot of the things are, haven't come in because of supply chain issues. So maybe there's signage that's not available. But so that was one of the things that was kind of like, we kind of got confused. By the last day, we figured it out and it was a non-issue. Like if we were trying to go to 12 and we got on the elevator that got to 11, we just took the stairs up. And if we were trying to go to 13, we just figured it out. But again, we don't have mobility issues. So if you do, just know that last set of elevators are the ones that go up all the way. It's either 13 or 14, but it goes up. So that was kind of confusing. And again, I'm wondering if maybe that there's signage that just hasn't gone in yet, or if there's not, there needs to be. Okay, one of the last things I'm going to talk about on this video, and then I will be breaking it down into kind of reviews on certain topics, is communication. So a lot of it is on the app. That was something that I didn't really like. I found it very hard to kind of find out what was going on. We didn't really have a lot of information, and especially for disembarkation, we had no information. We knew enough because we're avid cruisers. Now, I don't know if this was because it was a preview cruise and most of the people that were on it were either media or travel agents, but for us, that was something that there wasn't a lot of information. Like we didn't know like what time. We couldn't hear from our room. We looked on the TV. I know on Royal Caribbean, you could look on the TV and the TV would tell you where they were at. That wasn't on our TV. Like there was just no information. And now the app there was, you could see what the schedule was. So that was, I was able to, I like paper, I'm old, I like the paper, but I was able to use the app for things. But then a lot of times there were things that the app wasn't accurate. Case in point, there was the time that the Incredible Zone, the Incredible Games was on, the inflatable thing was up. And if you noticed, I never did it. And that was because it said it was from 10 to 2 for everyone. And then, but they closed it for media. Now, again, this was probably an issue for the media cruise. I'm hoping that would not be an issue going forward. But we went there, my husband and son did it twice so that I could get the footage, and then I was gonna go and do it with my son, but then they closed it for media. So they kicked everybody out. They were gonna have media kind of go through it and they wanted nobody there. They told us to come back in an hour. So we were like, okay, and we left, we came back, got back there. They had reopened it, but they're like, oh no, we're closing it for media, come back in an hour. And it was like, okay. And then I was like, well, when can we come, when can I do it? And they were like, oh, well, we're going to be doing it again at 3, but at 3 was tweens. And I said, my son's 6. He's like, oh, well, he can, oh no, he can't. And there was just, no one really seemed to know. So there was a lot of kind of confusion. Again, this was a preview cruise. This was a media cruise. So I'm hoping that that's not the case for regular cruises. And while we didn't pay for the cruise, we did win the cruise, we still have to pay taxes on it. We didn't get it for free because we were media. We didn't get it for free because of this YouTube channel. We wanted a sweepstakes. We still have to pay taxes on it. It was very understanding, but it was something that I really wanted to do with my son. And it was just a waste of time, to be honest, because they told us to come back and then we went back and they had closed it again. So the app wasn't always accurate. And I did give that feedback. I did contact guest relations and I said, that it shouldn't say that it's going to be open from 10 to 2 if it's going to be closed down for media. You should have had it open from 10 to 11 and then from 1 to 2 and then had it closed for media. So I just gave them that feedback that I just thought that should have been more accurate. But as far as other things, like again, disembarkation, we got the little, I think purple mini tags, but we had no other information. We didn't know what time the buffet was closing. We didn't know any of that. So there was no information in our stateroom, no papers, nothing, which was odd. I don't know if that's something with Disney Cruise Line. I don't know if that was because it's a preview cruise. I guess we'll kind of see when we go on the Dream what it's like, but that was kind of where some information was we didn't know what was going on. And then the other thing was Little Mermaid. Little Mermaid we weren't supposed to see. And then I'll be talking about shows and entertainment in a separate video, but we had heard that it wasn't going to happen. And then I had just ran into somebody and they're like, oh, I'm just so excited. We get to see the Little Mermaid tonight. And I was like, what? And then like, yeah, you didn't see it on the app? I was like, I didn't see anything on the app. And evidently there was an alert that I just, unless you're on your phone, and again, it kind of goes back to Disney using a lot of technology. I don't want to be on my phone. And I was trying to film and vlog and stuff. I really wasn't on my phone much. Yeah, there was an alert. I hadn't seen it. And it said, we're going to have a dress rehearsal for the Little Mermaid. And they had 2 times. And then the time changed because it was originally going to be 8:30 and then they changed it to 8:45 and that was another alert. So there was that information, but they rely a lot on the app for communication. But we had the Wi-Fi, which I thought was very good. And we didn't see the alert. So again, it's one of those things where you're going to have to be attached to your phone more. And honestly, on a cruise, I really don't like that. And I didn't think I was aware of what was going on a lot of the time. Did it affect our cruise on a whole? No. I mean, I kind of knew what I wanted to do when we did that anyway. But I think you just, with everything with Disney Cruise Line and everything with Disney, it takes a little bit more planning. So before I end, I'm going to talk about who is the Disney Wish for? And I do think the Disney Wish is not for everybody. We had a great time, but if you are someone that loves Disney cruises and you have always gone on Disney cruises and you don't have kids, then this ship may not be for you. I'm not gonna say it's not gonna be for you, but it may not be for you. You may not enjoy it as much as you do the Dream or the Magic or the Wonder or the Fantasy. And I say that just because I've heard feedback. I will talk about the adult area, the Quiet Cove. It's a lot smaller. But with a 6-year-old, I only went back there to film because we were never going to go back there because we always had our son. But if your kid is in the kids club, then, you know, and you want to go back there and you enjoy that area, or you don't have kids at all and you enjoy that area, it's small. So that was something that, you know, is this ship, I kept saying to my husband, the ship was built for families. It was built with families in mind, and I think also with a 3 and 4 night itinerary. The gym, super small. But if it was a 7-night sailing ship and the gym was that small, I would be disappointed, because I think on certain days it would be really full. But a 3 and 4 night, I'm not hitting the gym, but I would hit it on a 6. I mean, on the Odyssey, we were on 6 nights, and I think we went to the gym like 3 times. So depends on the sailing, but 3 and 4 night, it kind of, I think it's a good size. So I think that this ship was geared towards 3 and 4 night sailings and for families. Adult area is very small. Rainforest area is amazing, but I feel like they made the adult area of the ship an upcharge by creating that rainforest area outside. It seems like the true adult area is an upcharge if you want to do the rainforest. I'll talk about that again in a future video as well. We loved it. You know, the Oceaneers Club is absolutely incredible. Just absolutely incredible. A lot of the things weren't working at the beginning of the cruise. By the last night they were, and my son was able to, you know, make his own ride and make his own superheroes Avengers suit. So he was able to do those 2 things, which we really wanted him to do. He loved it. I mean, first night we went to pick him up at 11 o'clock and he said, "Tell them I'm busy." Which we said, you know, tell him we're tired. But he didn't want to leave. And, you know, he's also in an age where he's 6.5. But he had so much fun. He learned, he had this like thing about Haunted Mansion. He learned about some of the stuff about Haunted Mansion in the Imagineering Lab. I know some people have talked about the Imagineering Lab being a disappointment, but I think there's doing things there that are creative, and they're teaching the kids about Imagineering. So that's something, again, I'm going to talk about that in a future video as well in a little bit more detail. But again, this ship is geared towards families and for 3 and 4 night sailings, and I think that's what this ship is made for. So it's not for everybody. But do I think you're going to have a great time? Yeah, I think you're going to have you know, whatever time you think of it. Aquamouse, I'll get into that more also in a future video. We loved it. It has its issues. Hopefully it's, you know, there's some kinks, but my son rode it 9 times. I rode it 4, my husband rode it 5, but my son rode it 9 because we were able to do rider switch with him. But I loved it. I thought it was a lot of fun, and I rode it 4 times. But all in all, I think it's a great ship, but just like everything, you know, it may not be your favorite, but I think for us, I think it's our favorite Disney ship. Okay, so now it is time to talk about the giveaways. So as I said, there's going to be 2 giveaways. One is going to be for my Patreon supporters, and there's not many, so if you want a better chance, that's a good way. And then there will be one open to everybody. If you are a Patreon supporter, you automatically enter. Nothing for you to do. I will just be picking a winner. The end date would be to sign up for my Patreon by September 1st, and then I will be picking a winner after that. For any of the active Patreon supporters as of September 1st will be entered into that giveaway. And then the other one I'll talk about in a second. But the items for the Patreon giveaway first are this inaugural sailings pin. And we also have the Disney Wish Christmas ornament, which I love. It says Disney Wish on it, so really pretty. As well as, let's see, the Disney Wish little wand. This is what you get. We got 3. Ryder kept his, so this will be in this giveaway, and it's plastic, but it's what you get when you walk in and you make a wish in the beginning. That's it. The pair of ears. These are the Rapunzel pair of ears with Rapunzel painting the ship, and you can see I actually got a pair of these for myself as well. You have Rapunzel painting the ship, and it says Disney Wish here. And then the last thing, let's see, where did I put it? The last thing for this giveaway for the Patreons is going to be the Cinderella miniature replica of the statue. So this is Cinderella, and on the back you have the mice and the cat, and right here it says Disney Wish. So those are the items for the Patreon supporters giveaway. Okay, so I had to change my camera battery because I guess I've been talking too much. Okay, so for the giveaway that is open to everybody, first up, the person's going to get the Disney Wish wand. Woohoo! Next up is going to get the Christmas ornament of the Disney Wish. And next up is the inaugural sailings pin. And so those are in, all of those 3 items are in both giveaways. The rest is going to be different. The first is going to be the Loungefly ears. These are the beautiful inaugural sailings Loungefly ears. I was hoping to get the actual Loungefly that matched. Unfortunately, they sold out before I was able to grab one, but I still think these are beautiful. I grabbed a pair for myself as well. I think they're so beautiful. I love the light blue, the navy, and they do say, says Disney Loungefly on the side, and then on the other side, it says Disney Wish. So let's see, can you see that? Yeah, Disney Wish, so there it is. There we go, Disney Wish. So really pretty, that will be in there as well. Next item is going to be the snow globe. So this is the inaugural sailings snow globe. This will only be on sale for the first year. You've got Captain Mickey and Minnie, and then on the bottom it says inaugural sailing. So no music or anything, so it's just a snow globe, but it's really pretty. I love it. This one is heavy. The Cinderella statue is not that heavy, but this is pretty heavy. So really pretty. I love that it says inaugural sailings Disney Wish. They will only be selling this the first year. And then the last item will be this Disney Wish cooler. So we got this when we got to Castaway Cay. This is what we saw us purchase. If you watch that vlog, we purchased this with ice and 6 bottles of water. So it is slightly used. I wanted to get a tote bag, but all the tote bags were completely sold out. There were absolutely no Disney Wish bags at all. So I got this because I wanted the water and the cooler for that day. But when I got home, I was like, you know what, I can throw this in the giveaway as well. So really nice. And honestly, I think it's probably more practical than the tote bag, but it's a really nice cooler. This kind of is a hard part that will make it be wide at the bottom, but really it kept our drinks cold really, really well. And then I do like that it says Disney Wish inaugural sailings on the front as well. So those are the items for the giveaway. Okay, so what do you have to do for the giveaway? Again, for the Patreon, you don't have to do anything. It is just going to be, you know, if you are a Patreon supporter as of September 1st, then you are automatically entered, and I will be contacting one of those members and you will be getting that prize package. For the second set, that's open to everybody. The main thing will be to be subscribed to my YouTube channel, and you're going to post a comment on this video below. So put, let's see, what is your favorite thing about the Disney Wish, or what are you most excited about the Disney Wish? Leave that in a comment below. Okay, so put hashtag wish giveaway. That way I just know that you want to enter the giveaway. So just leave a comment which something you're most excited about the Disney Wish, just kind of anything, and then just put hashtag wish giveaway so that I know that you are entering the giveaway for the, you know, for that gift bag. So that's the most important thing for this video, and to be subscribed. Now, for additional entries, you can enter on any of my Disney Wish videos from the vlog, or which started on, I think the first one was posted on July 17th. It can be on any of the Disney Wish vlogs, and up to any of the videos that I do forthcoming. So any of those videos that are coming up, reviewing any of those, just the same thing, put hashtag wish giveaway, and that way I know you are entering, you are kind of commenting. So comment, and it can be any comment on that particular video. So any of those videos, just leave a comment, and all of those, anytime you make one comment, now just one comment per video, but anytime you make a comment, that's going to be an extra entry. And then that's going to be, the cutoff will be September 1st as well. So we're just gonna end them both on September 1st because I don't know when this video is going live. So September 1st will be the end date for both of those. So that will be additional entry. If you wanna be an additional entry for that, you can follow me on Instagram, and there will be a post regarding this giveaway, so you can just comment on then. Again, hashtag wish giveaway. And also the same thing, I will be posting something on TikTok. And again, comment there, you know, follow me on TikTok, and you can follow me and comment and put wish giveaway, hashtag wish giveaway. So again, those will all be additional entries. And then probably be something if you want to share it in your Insta stories, that will also be an additional. But the main thing is this video and being subscribed. That's the main one. You have to do that one. All the other ones will be just extra entries if you want to do that. If you just want to enter once, just this is where you got to do it. But that is it. So again, both are going to end on September 1st, which I don't know what September 1st, what day of the week it is, but it will be September 1st. And everything, what you need to do, everything, my links and everything will be below. Yeah, post it below, and you know, good luck. So I'm happy to do something. I kind of wished I was able to get a couple more inaugural stuff, but let me tell you, those travel agents, they cleared that shop out. And honestly, I wasn't gonna wait in line for merchandise. Just not my thing. But hopefully we'll be back, and maybe we'll be back, you know, before the end of the year, and I'll be able to do another giveaway. But I think that, you know, there's some good stuff in here, and hopefully one of my, you know, someone that's been following me and really wants this will win. So with that, if you like this video, click like, click and subscribe. That way you get a notification every time I post a new video. Bye everyone.